Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. My name is Eric Mitchell. I am one of your hosts, and this is Starlight Beacon Transmissions episode 64. We're two away from where we have to kill younglings.
Oh no. Should we
Yeah.
we
And
should
we're
just we have to do an Order 66 centric episode for 66, right?
and we're
Oh,
and we're
yeah.
5 away from our best episode.
Oh,
Nice.
jeez. Welcome to the show. We're
Why am
not
I
in
out of
the
focus?
we're not in the after hours portion yet, but that's coming. Once again, my name is Eric Mitchell. I'm one of your hosts. And joining me, as always, is my co pilot on this Millennium Falcon, on this Resistance in system transport that may or may not get captured by the First Order. Yes, I am making Galaxy's Edge references here, people.
It's the
Must
best
be
place.
It really
Must
is.
must be nice to get those references.
Wow. It's my amazing best friend, my podcast wife. It's Lavender the Librarian. Lavender, how are you?
I'm good. Actually, I forgot to mention this when we were chatting before, but
Sure.
can we use Casper?
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome,
Appreciate
Casper.
it. I'm going through an identity crisis, so
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, just
That's my
dab
favorite.
and let's go.
yep.
That's my favorite.
Speaking of identity
Literally
crisis,
the only time I've dabbed on camera.
well, there you go. For those of you watching, that's the only time this is going to happen. That's it.
Too old
Yeah.
to be dabbing on camera.
Oh yeah. Once you hit over 30, that's it. No dab.
Yeah,
No
no one
dab.
asked for that. No one
No,
asked
no.
for dab or flossing or
Oh god, I
whatever.
can't stand flossing. Anyway,
I think it's stopped finally. My kids have stopped doing it.
oh good. Anyway, and we have a great show for you tonight, but before we tell you what tonight's show is all about, we are welcoming back one of our own, and she's a brand new team member until she makes some more snarky comments. It's
Luna, what are you eating?
Luna, what are you eating? Are you eating paper?
Is it good?
No.
Welcome to the live show, everybody.
Oh.
Oh my god. It's going to be a long night. Anyway, I'm going to tell you what tonight's show is about. So, we're going to cover just a little bit of Star Wars news. But I wanted to do something different tonight, especially because of what next week is. We're going to talk comics, and we're going to talk Comic-Con. And I'm really excited about this because we're also going to be doing a big San Diego Comic-Con preview tonight. We're not going to go over everything that they have because I looked at that programming schedule and it is
so much stuff.
It is
so
massive.
Much.
It is massive. We're gonna pretty much give you a lot of the highlights, some stuff that we wish that we could see if we were going.
If anyone wants to pay for a plane ticket for me, I would gladly go one of the days and tell y'all what happens because I have I have a 1-day badge. And I have no way of getting there, and I don't have the day off.
Oh.
I would totally call in sick though.
Oh yeah, I would too for San Diego.
Yeah.
You know what
I'd quit.
Go ahead.
I'd quit my job.
You know what you and I should do though, Lavender?
What's that?
We should do New York one year then, because it's a lot easier to get there.
I am absolutely down for New York. I was actually thinking about that for this year, kind of, because I'm going to be there the week after Comic-Con. And I was like, can I make my trip a little longer and do Comic-Con and the Yarn Festival? Because that's, by the way.
Festival?
No, not wine. I mean, that would be good too.
I can't even conceive of what that means. There's just a lot of yarn. Like, what do they do at a yarn festival?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm a fiber crafter, y'all.
It's literally right before my cruise. It ends one day before my cruise.
Oh no. So if you got up there earlier,
I could go to Comic-Con.
you could. Yeah,
Then
it's the weekend before I'm there.
I wouldn't have any money for Canada or New
I
England.
yeah. No, I'm supposed to go and buy a spinning wheel.
Ooh.
Rustic.
Hopefully Rumpelstiltskin doesn't show up.
I have I have fiber, but
Ooh.
I have like hand spinning tools for right now.
Nice.
So
Nice.
My fiance, they can crochet.
Mm.
So everybody just sort of gets them yarn even when they're not crocheting for a while. It's just like the default gift, like, oh, here's some yarn. And it's like, oh, thanks.
yeah, no, it really is. I've told people to stop getting me yarn though, because I'm
Right?
like, get me fiber because then I can spin it and then I can knit it and then I think about you for like way more hours because I'm working with the fiber that much longer.
They told people to
Nice.
stop giving them yarn because they have too much.
Oh,
There's no
well.
such thing as too much fiber
Like,
or
like we
yarn.
actually are running out of places to put it, like too much.
All right.
I there's always space.
Yes, there is. But I mean, that is pretty cool that you are going to, yeah, a yarn thing. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah.
They have sheep. You can watch sheep be shorn.
Shorted.
Yeah, shaved, I guess. Uh, yeah, I crocheted my dice bag.
Nice.
So fancy.
Nice.
All the
Well,
click clacks.
let's get into a couple of announcements here, and then we're gonna get
Let's get into Star Wars.
into a little bit of news, and then we're just gonna goof off with our favorite comics, comic creators, comic book companies. We're gonna talk Comic Cons. Of course, we're gonna talk San Diego Comic Con. So before we get into that, we have just a couple of other things. Announcement wise, I'm putting together a two-part High Republic one-shot RPG. Um, I have a few players. They're excited, and they're waiting until we launch in September. That is going to premiere in September. It's going to be two parts. So one's going to be September, one's going to be October. After you get back from Yarn Fest,
Yay!
or should I say Yarn Stock?
So it's really close to Woodstock actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's upstate. It's called Rhinebeck is the name of the town where they do the festival.
Nice.
It's anyone who's a crafter. Like Rhinebeck is like mecca of crafting festivals.
Very cool. I'll
Or
have
it's
to
like
check that out.
I think I
Burning
ate too
Man
much paper.
It's like Burning Man for crafts.
for crafts. Yeah, no, definitely. I get
That's
together with
awesome.
like 10 of my closest friends in like a big
Do a bunch of
Airbnb.
drugs.
But we don't do that.
It's
But there's
recreational.
margaritas. I don't know.
Margaritas.
Is any of that legal in New York at this point? I don't know.
I mean,
Let's not get
technically
into that.
speaking, alcohol is a drug, so
That's fair. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
but there's definitely there's cocktails.
And you
Cocktails
know
and
what?
yarn.
I will say this before we get into the rest of the announcements and news here. Convention weekends seem to be greatly enhanced by alcohol. They make it better.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all I want to say about that.
Hmm.
Yeah. So once again, no live show on the 13th of August, but you will be getting live Twitch streams that weekend, as we will be invading Disney World for 2 days,
Yay!
for Not So Scary and H2O Glow Nights. So that should be a lot of fun. And then, yeah, that's all I have announcement wise so far. Anybody got anything?
I was just thinking we might have to do like a Disney Springs meetup when you guys are down for
Yeah.
yeah.
We're actually coming in. We're coming into Orlando Thursday, and then we'll be there Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, and then we leave Sunday.
Okay. I'll
Yeah,
have to figure that out.
yeah. And I think Friday, we're going to do the Springs just a little bit before we go to the party. And then, plus we got to check into the hotel because it's right there in the Springs anyway.
Mhm.
And then like Saturday, we're going to do the Springs before we head over to Typhoon Lagoon.
Yeah.
So we'll make it work. We'll make it
Yes.
work. We've got plenty of time here. All right, let's get into a little bit of Star Wars news, and then we're diving into all of the craziness. Let's see here. Would you like to take this away, Lavender? Go ahead. Take it away.
Sure.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite things about TV and movies is the award shows that are spawned from these things. I am not a sports fan, but you can bet every year I am sitting there watching the Emmys and the Oscars, like, okay, who's it gonna be? I have like all my favorites picked out. Well, this year I'm very excited because Star Wars is actually nominated for some freaking Emmys, which I think this is a first. Except maybe with Mandalorian. I don't know. Anyway,
yeah, Mandalorian was nominated.
yeah, Mando's
last year.
been nominated.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 different series that have been nominated. Book of Boba Fett has been nominated for Outstanding Special Visual Effects in a season or movie, Outstanding Sound Editing for a comedy or drama series, Outstanding Fantasy and Sci-Fi Costumes, Outstanding Stunt Coordination for a drama series, limited or anthology series, or movie. So that was a total of 4 Emmy noms.
Yep.
And then we have Star Wars Visions with Outstanding Short Form Animated Program, which I sincerely hope it wins. I mean, like, I hope they win all of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see the stunt one going to Book of Boba Fett, no issue. And yeah, same with Visions. I see Visions winning that.
So it's interesting because I think, well, the boys anthology series is actually up against Visions for short animated program.
Oh,
Haven't watched that yet. Diabolical,
you know what's
right?
not nominated for Best Animated?
What's not nominated for Best Animated? Vox
Machina missed an Emmy nom.
It did.
Season 2, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
I would have seen Visions winning over Vox Machina.
Oh yeah. I'm also surprised going into the comic thing. I'm really surprised Invincible wasn't in this category either.
Yes.
When did Invincible come out?
Invincible was last year.
Yeah.
Really?
So it's long enough that it would have been in this round.
God, what is time?
Yeah, because that finished up right when Vox Machina was kicking off.
I thought it was damn. All right.
So I can see Visions taking this, but they're gonna have a lot of competition because of the boys. They're gonna get visual effects. They are. Sound editing, yeah, they'll get it, especially for Chapter 6.
Yes.
Costumes, I can see this or Star Trek Strange New Worlds probably winning this.
I will. Do you remember which episode of Strange New Worlds was the one nominated, or was it overall?
I don't remember. I'm thinking that it was overall, but I could be wrong.
So Book of Boba Fett Chapter 1 is nominated, which has Garza Flip in it. So I would give it to Star Wars. I love Strange New Worlds.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and the costuming is beautiful. I think the only episode of Strange New Worlds that I could see being a contender in this was the Elysium episode, where it's all like fantasy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luna, your thoughts on this?
I've never really followed award shows very much. The most exposure I've had is when, but
the slap.
Yeah.
The slap heard around the world.
The slap heard around the world, yeah. But no, yeah, I mean, those all seem like very fair nominations if the categories are what they sound like. I loved Visions. I'm really excited for Visions season 2.
Yep.
Book of Boba Fett had insanely good costuming, so I'm like, I got no complaints about any of those. I think they would win.
Yeah. I will say this about the Emmys before we move on to our next topic here. We all know Ted Lasso is going to.
Sweep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ted Lasso
Mm-hmm.
is going to sweep. Yeah. Yeah.
As it should.
Oh, yeah. It's
Like I
such.
just said, like I'm not a sports person. Like I kind of hate sports, and I love Ted Lasso.
I don't even.
That's saying a lot.
Well, I think it's because it's more about the people in the club and not about the sport itself.
Yeah.
Even though this season they kind of shifted focus a little bit to see more soccer action, especially when Roy was teaching Maldonado or whatever his name is to be the captain again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 It's beautiful.
It's such a great show.
I love that series so much. It's so wholesome.
It is. It really is. So yeah, Ted Lasso is going to sweep, especially for comedy.
Yeah.
It's up against some contenders, but it's going to sweep. Jack, man, it feels like Invincible came out years ago. It really does. It really, really does.
Yeah, I thought that was like 2019.
Yeah, but I got to tell you, that show is incredible.
I finally got around to watching it like last week.
Nice. It's the
There's
perfect.
so much.
Yeah, it's the perfect adaptation of Robert Kirkman's material for that. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say, so I'm looking at the full Emmy nominations.
Yeah.
As far as comedy series though, so Only Murders in the Building is so good
I haven't
that
seen that yet.
I think it could give Ted Lasso a little bit of a run for its money.
Now,
Um,
go ahead.
I highly recommend Only Murders. It's hilarious.
So, my question with Only Murders is, do you think it contends with it because of the legacies of Martin Short and Steve Martin?
I don't think it's even so much I mean, they're both just hilarious.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
their performances, like if I hadn't seen them in anything else, I would still be enjoying these performances. I think I can
Yeah.
say that objectively. Like I'm not like a super fan of either one of them. Like I'm
Mhm.
familiar with them. But yeah, I'm not watching it for them. I'm watching
Yeah.
it for the premise.
Yeah.
Like, the names kind of reel you in, but at the same time, like if I had just heard the plot of that show without hearing that Selena Gomez was in it or Martin Short or Steve
Mhm.
Martin, I'd have been like, all right, this is my jam.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard rumors, or I've heard people like begging studios to do a Three Amigos Legacy sequel with Selena Gomez playing the Dusty Bottoms character that Chevy Chase played. And
Yeah.
honestly, I think I'd be okay with that.
I would be perfect with it.
Yeah.
I think that would be great.
Yes. The Three Amigos was a movie from the 1980s, Luna.
I've watched it.
Oh, okay.
Thank you very much.
I'm just
Yes!
giving you a hard time.
I've also watched Airplane, so you can get that right out
Oh,
of there.
good. There you go.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am, and don't call me
Don't
Shirley.
call me Shirley. Blah blah blah.
They had-
Also watched The Naked Gun and a lot of
nice.
like my mom had me watch a bunch of old comedies. Like
I was about to say, you've got cool
Yeah.
parents then.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm familiar.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's really awesome. Shall we move on to our next story?
Sure. I have a cat climbing up my chair.
Yeah, I thought that was one of your kids for a second. Like,
I mean, in a
kinda
way.
sneaking up behind you. Yeah, it's a fur child.
She did this during my job interview the other day on Zoom.
Oh no.
Nice.
I was like, well, good thing librarians all love cats.
Yeah. That's sort of it, yeah. Like, hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, kitty.
Hi there.
She's stuck now. She doesn't know what to do.
It's okay. Pickle's batting at my feet a little bit too.
I love cats. They're so dumb.
Yeah.
Cats is
They're
stupid.
majestic, fierce beasts. They're
Oh,
tiny
they're
predators. They're idiots.
I'm
They're
house
drama
sitting right now.
queens.
I'm house sitting right now. I'm not in my normal area.
I was gonna say, I thought that
Um,
looked different.
Yeah, I'm in a completely different house today, and there's two cats here, Matthew and Benji. And Matthew is 17 years old.
Ooh.
He's an old guy. He's an old dude.
Yeah, he wakes up in the
But
morning.
they're both very sweet cats. Neither of them are up here though, regrettably.
Oh, that's
Are
fine.
you regretting your decisions?
Choices were made.
She's like, I made some bad choices.
All right, so let's move on here to our next topic. This one I'm really excited about.
Yes. Do you want me to run with it, or do you want to take it?
Yeah, keep going.
So there is finally an excerpt from Princess and the Scoundrel. I only skimmed it. I didn't read it really in depth because I kind of just want to like take it all in at the same time.
Me too.
But yeah, I'm so excited for this book. What day does it come out? It's next month.
It's
right?
yeah,
August?
I think it's the 19th.
Yeah, it's getting there. It's coming soon.
Because I think that's when the contest ends too.
Oh, that's right, because they're doing win a trip to the Halcyon.
Yeah,
Isn't
it's
that the thing?
16th. Yes. The contest closes the 19th. Yes, it's you can win a trip for 2 on the Halcyon.
Yeah, August 16th.
You better believe
so
I did that. You better believe I applied for that, even though my partner doesn't like Star Wars.
Oh yeah, at that point you have to embellish just to like
Just
get the experience.
making some crap up about. Oh man, we really connected over this when we were 4. You know.
See, I don't know. I think if I win a trip, and my husband wasn't into Star Wars, I'd be like, I'm taking one of my friends.
Oh,
right.
Absolutely.
Hi.
I mean, that would be the same. I mean, well, my wife would kill me because she's a big Disney fan. So she would want to go just for the Disney aspect.
Oh yeah, no, they'd want to come with me. They like Star Wars a normal amount, I guess.
Yeah. But
I don't know if you can like Star Wars a normal amount and have a good time on the Halcyon.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I've got like I've got to watch since we're house sitting for like the next 3 weeks or 2 weeks now. I've got all this different Star Wars crap I'm going to make them watch. I'm just going to beat it into their head. And hopefully
small sidebar there based on that, but my niece, who I hadn't seen in like 2.5 years because of the pandemic, she was at my daughter's birthday party last weekend, and first of all, she's taller than me now.
Oh.
She's 14 and she's taller than me. And second of all, her parents are fired because she has not seen a single Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
They're fired
they're fired. They're done. She's mine now. I'm gonna adopt her, and she's gonna watch all the Star Wars movies with us.
Yeah, no.
So I was like, I'm talking to your mother, and we're gonna have a series of sleepovers so we can indoctrinate you.
Wow.
Sophia was like my older daughter. She was just like, "What? You haven't seen any of them?"
What?
Yeah. So that was fun.
It sounds like it. So yeah, go ahead.
What?
Oh,
I didn't have anything.
Sorry.
So
the premise of this book is I don't want to go too far into the excerpt because it's such a good excerpt and people need to read it. But the excerpt in a sense is Luke and Leia talking about their families. And how Luke talks about Owen and Beru, and Leia talks about her mother, but meaning her adopted mom, Brea
Organa. Yeah.
Great. Oh, she was so good in Kenobi. I gotta say,
she really was.
I loved her so much.
This is the Han and Leia wedding and honeymoon book, and this is something that we've wanted for a very long time.
How long has Star Wars been out?
45
years.
Oh God, yeah.
It's more than twice as old as me.
Yeah.
I'm 22.
It's only 10 years older than me.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we're the same age.
Yeah, I remember thinking at a certain point, I was like, okay, I wasn't alive to have seen Star Wars in theaters, but I was alive to see it at the special edition releases in '97.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, I'm like 10 years isn't that big of a time span in the grand scheme of things. I was like, Star Wars is 10 years older than me. So I'm like, I don't know. It was a weird thought.
Yeah, I didn't even get to see I didn't even get to see the prequels in theaters. That was like Revenge of the Sith came out in 2005. I was 5 then, and I didn't get into Star Wars till I was like 9.
I
That's fair.
just want to say, like, a quick sidebar with that. Watching those special editions in theaters like Lavender and I did back in '97, it was like seeing it for the first time. Even though we had seen it tons of
Yeah.
times before, it was like seeing it for the first time. And then when we
Seeing
got
it-
it, yeah.
So seeing it on a big screen at any time is like seeing it for the first
Oh
time.
yeah, yeah. And then
I
when
saw-
those prequels hit, oh, we were done.
Yeah.
I saw the sequels in theaters.
Yay!
And that's the beauty of it,
Yeah, right.
is that you got to see the sequels in theaters. You got to see the triumphant return with The Force Awakens.
Yeah, I did. That was people
Yeah.
were like, man, I'll never forget. I was 14 when The Force Awakens came out. That was 2014, right?
15.
Yes, 15.
15. Okay, then I was 15. You take the year, you cut the 20 off. That's how old I am.
Fair enough.
That works.
It works because I was born in early February of 2000. So
2020.
generally, as long as it's not before February 4th, you can just cut it off, and that's my age.
Okay.
But I'll always remember, like, people were so hyped.
Yeah.
People were like cheering. People were like screaming. It was awesome. And it was the same. Don't let anybody tell you different. It was the same when I watched The Last Jedi. Okay.
Yeah.
People were so fucking into it. Sorry.
No, it's
Freaking
fine.
into it.
I'll let this one slide. That's fine.
That was the one for the
yeah,
PG-13
that was the
rating.
That was the one. Yeah.
I just want to share. I had a completely opposite experience as you, Luna, with leaving the screening for Force Awakens. I ran into one of my friends from college as she was coming out of the theaters, and I was going in, and I saw her face was puffy.
Oh no!
And I know how much she loves Han.
Mhm.
Oh no!
And so I just looked at her face. I'm like, Erin, don't
tell me.
Don't tell me anything, but like, am I gonna be okay? She's like,
I didn't get to see not the Last Jedi. I didn't get to see The Rise of Skywalker in theaters. I was just really busy while it was out,
I
watched it later.
I gotta say, like, Force Awakens had a big cheer. Last Jedi had a big cheer. Even when I was there for Rise of Skywalker, my theater still like cheered and clapped at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
And even at the end. The biggest one though was Rogue One. Rogue One, people were just cheering at the end of that movie. Just
then everybody
people
left
love that.
crushed.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did I see Solo in theaters? I don't. I saw Solo in theaters. I saw Solo in theaters.
For Solo, we were in like kind of like a not. We went for the IMAX event, like where they were giving out like the poster and like the dice and stuff.
Of course you did.
And it wasn't
I
it's Solo is my second favorite Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I know you're like the Solo apologist. I know.
I will.
I'm right there with you.
I mean,
I love that.
No, me too. Yeah. I loved Solo.
Yeah.
I'll fight anybody who says it's a bad movie.
For Star Wars now, it's
right there.
Yeah, exactly. For Star Wars now, it's the High Republic in Solo. Fight me.
Yeah.
Come on, bring it.
Let's go.
Yeah,
let's go. Come on.
Let's go.
The High Republic is good, actually.
Some of these newer books, like not even the High Republic ones, have been really good. Like Brotherhood, Master and Apprentice. I'm still reading that one. Don't spoil it.
Yeah,
I've been so busy.
Brotherhood was incredible. So
man, Padawan comes out in like a week. I'm not.
Yes, I'm in it.
There's too much content. I can't keep up.
I'm just about done Padawan, and it is. You are in for a treat. It is so good.
I'm losing it. I'm gonna lose it.
Downloaded. I need to read it. I think that's what I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, bet you do.
So, yes,
I'm
Princess
fine.
and the Scoundrel comes out August 16th. Read it. We are going to be reading it with our collective tissues and crying because of how beautiful this book is.
It's gonna be beautiful. We're gonna find out which area of the Halcyon Ben Solo was created in.
Conceived.
Which,
Sorry,
if
all
I
of
ever
Twitter is
go,
joking about it.
if I ever go, like if I win the contest, I gotta ask which room it is.
You gotta ask, right?
I gotta
Someone
ask.
on the crew is gonna know. Or no, better yet, you'll ask someone and they'll tell you a place, but then if you ask someone else, they'll tell you something different.
It's like a legend. Like
Yes.
it just like circulates all around the ship.
Yep.
Doesn't like. I'm trying to remember
To all
what I've
those
seen.
wondering about comic stuff, we're getting there.
I'm trying to remember like what happens on the Halcyon. Like I read something about
So
it.
much.
I've seen
Yeah,
I've
it's a
seen
lot.
I've seen like clips and stuff.
Yeah.
And should I say spoilers? Should I say spoilers for the Halcyon?
Enough people have probably seen the videos and stuff by now.
The people who are able to go on it have already know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Like,
the people who were curious about what it looks like, I'll watch the videos on YouTube.
Yeah. Like
so like Kylo Ren shows up, doesn't he? So we're like,
Yes.
hey Ben, which one of these?
Hey Ben.
Hey
Do
Ben,
you have your parents' room?
You guys though, seriously, walking through Galaxy's Edge, this was like February of 2020, so
must be nice.
it was our last trip pre-pandemic, and so this is the first time that we had gone back since my kids had seen Rise of Skywalker, and my younger daughter sees Kylo Ren, and she starts yelling, Ben Solo!
Jesus.
And he looked at her. He just like lowered his helmet, stared in her direction, and stomped away.
That's amazing.
And it was one of those moments where I'm like, why am I not recording this?
He was about to pull an Anakin.
Oh yeah. So speaking of Galaxy's Edge, real quick, and Disney World, we're less than 10 months away from the meetup. Yes, our May 4th meetup at Hollywood Studios. Luna, I want you to go.
I want to go
time.
too. Okay.
Just get going.
Sorry.
An HDMI adapter attached to your head.
It's actually, I'm glad you asked. It's actually a USB-C to SD card adapter.
All right.
So, because I do video editing now. That's something I do now.
Book
so
your
when
trips.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. There, utensil face. All right. Shall we get to our last topic? Sorry we didn't touch more on that book, but
that's okay.
Well, we don't want spoilers. Like some people are trying to go fully spoiler free. Yeah. I'm honestly amazed this is still stuck to me.
Jeez.
Did you have to lick it first?
No, I'm just sweaty.
All right.
Got it.
So our final announcement of the news piece, news article of the evening. We've got Star Wars number 25 coming up. So there's gonna be 4 separate stories. This is the comic, obviously, not Star Wars episode 25.
Star Wars episode 25. I think I missed a few.
The year was 2077.
I haven't seen the first 4.
Ow.
All right, so this one is coming from one of our favorite Star Wars comic book authors, Charles Soule, who of course is highly instrumental in the High Republic, as well as having a good long run with Star Wars comics. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a 4-part, like 4 separate stories, all illustrated by different artists, exploring fan favorite characters and new developments throughout the time of the Skywalker films and beyond, which is really exciting because this is our first piece of canon Star Wars after the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
I just got chills saying that. I'm such a nerd.
I didn't know that. I didn't know it was the first piece.
I love this story that they tell post Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Do you want to say what it is?
Actually, I hadn't looked at the excerpt yet.
Okay.
I already have the issue pre-ordered, but I'm gonna scroll through it right now, real quick.
Okay.
Let's do this.
I mean, I can tell you what it is. I'll tell chat. Are you...
No, it's okay. I just looked at it.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Memorializing Snap Wexley.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we get Black Squadron post-Exegol. Yeah.
and there's Kari-kun. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Continue fangirling. I'll be right back.
I'm not fangirling. I'm sad. This is my sad face.
Okay.
mean-
Also, I should mention I fell down a flight of stairs last week, and I'm still in a lot of pain, so I
Oh
apologize
my
for the
God,
noise you're about
that's
to
right.
hear.
Yeah, you did fall down a flight of stairs.
Okay, we're good. I'll be right back.
Now, I just hurt for you. Like, I felt that.
I got nothing.
I'm also, I have to say, I'm very excited to see Will Sliney drawing Kylo Ren again.
Yes. Because he did that for Rise, right?
Yes, Rise of
Yeah.
Kylo Ren. He was the author. He's also he's done quite a few things.
Yeah.
He's been one of their
Mm-hmm.
return artists lately.
Oh,
I want to say he did the episode or issue 20 with Elzar in it.
yes. Yes, he did. He did. Yeah. Yeah, was that issue 20? Yeah,
It
that was
was.
issue 20. Yeah. Which that whole sequence with Luke and Elzar is just beautiful.
Yep.
Speaking of comics and Star Wars comics, because this is still news, we did get those previews of the first two variants for High Republic Volume 2, number 1.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah. We're going
They
to
look
Jeddah, people.
gorgeous. I'm so excited for Jeddah.
Yeah, me too. And Phil Noto doing
What'd I
the one
miss?
cover. We're talking about the High Republic covers now.
You're talking about the High Republic without me?
Just the covers.
Just
the covers.
Just the
We're
covers.
geeking out about Phil Noto and Jeddah.
Yeah, and
Because there was the new variant covers.
and Jedi Dad in Vest.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He looks like a Kifar to me. That's Quinlan Voss's species. He has the same like yellow tattoo across the bridge of his nose. That'd be cool. I really want to see more Kifar.
I'm super excited for Cavan's run.
I look like a sports fan.
I look like a Dunkin' Donuts fan.
So you want to see my cup? Lavender, you'll appreciate this. Do you know who this is?
Mm-hmm. It's the little bumblebee that they use at the Flower and Garden Festival art.
Yeah, because we did the scavenger hunt last year, and there's a little honeycomb spaceship Earth. Yes.
Oh. Real quick, Epcot sidebar. Did y'all see the video of the dude with the backpack that sinks to Spaceship Earth?
Yes, the Beacon of Magic one.
It's gorgeous.
Yep.
That was gorgeous. I want one.
Another quick Epcot sidebar. Cosmic Rewind's getting a holiday soundtrack for Christmas time. I'm wondering what it's gonna be.
My neighbors are like stomping right above my head.
Ours do it all the time.
The worst.
Yeah. Oh, it is. All right. So we've bored people, and I'm kidding. We haven't bored anybody.
We were talking about comics.
We were.
That's
We're talking about the High Republic and audio dramas, I think. Did we talk about the audio drama?
Oh, yeah, the George Mann audio drama.
George Mann audio drama that...
Battle of Jeddah.
The Battle of Jeddah. Yes, because that hits January 4th audio-wise, that you can get that on Audible. Then the script / novel is February 3rd. It's like
that's a day. That's a day before my birthday.
Well, happy early birthday to you.
Yeah, right. When are we gonna do? When are we gonna do the Starlight Beacon Transmissions table read of Tempest Runner? Huh?
I am working on that. I still have to reach out to Lucasfilm to make sure it's okay to do it.
Hey, like I said,
it's for
worst
charity.
Comes to worst, we just do it in the Discord.
Yeah, we'll do it in the Discord. Yeah, it doesn't
have
to be
live
here.
Fine.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be live here. We can just do it in the Discord and just have everybody show up and just hang out that way. We'll do it as like a party night.
I have my signed copy of Tempest Runner. Kevin Scott signed it. I got it from his website.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's not with me, obviously, but I have it and I will be using it.
Nice.
I shared this with Kevin on Twitter as well, but I had a mom and her kids looking for Star Wars books the other day at work.
Why
And
don't you try these?
well, so they knew what they were looking for, bless them. And she kept asking for this book by Scott Cavan.
Scott Cavan.
And my boss, bless her heart, was like, okay, like let's go over and look. So she's looking at the CAVs in our fiction section, and it's not there. So all of our Star Wars books, the spine label just says Star Wars.
Okay.
Because there's so many different authors, and we want to keep all the books together. So it's always by series. But because this lady didn't ask for a Star Wars book, she was just looking for Scott Cavan. Her and my boss were both having a hard time, and I was like, actually, it's Cavan Scott, and here's where it is.
Actually?
Which one were they looking for?
They were looking for the Obi-Wan and Anakin Choose Your Own Adventure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And they left with that one and the not the Han and Lando one, the Poe and Finn one.
Oh yeah. I remember that one. Yeah, because that was supposed to be like Journey to Rise of Skywalker or something.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. So let's get into something that I'm passionate about, and I know that Lavender, you're very passionate about.
I have a good segue.
Yes.
Segue. I need to share this real quick.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. Crap. I'm looking for her name.
Sorry.
Okay. So, the Choose Your Own Adventure books from Star Wars are illustrated by Elsa Charretier, who is a French comic book illustrator and writer. And she wrote and illustrated my absolute favorite comic called The Infinite Loop that I just have to tell you guys about.
Sure.
And you need to read it because it's so good.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, that was my segue into comics, and now we're on the comics.
Okay, so since we're on the comics, I'm passionate about it. Casper. Sorry, Casper. I know that you are passionate about it, and
very much so.
Luna, you look like you're passionate about comics too.
Rude, first of all.
You look like a comic book fan.
Here's the thing. I was never really into comics before the High Republic.
Okay, I mean you know what? That's fine, but it got you into comics.
It did. It did very much get me into comics.
And that was just my point about it, is that we all have been affected by comics somehow. My parents encouraged me to read through buying me comics.
Yeah, my fiance was the one that was really into comic books.
Yeah. There's one before we get into Comic-Con, because without comics you wouldn't have Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I'm all about DC, Marvel, Image, Dark Horse, IDW, Boom, Valiant, Aftershock, all of these comic book companies, correct? I mean, because they're all important, especially when it comes to entertaining us, especially now, in with what's going on. But to me, the most important comic books are the ones from the more independent developers, the ones that actually find these are truly creator-owned comics that they publish themselves, that they work on themselves. And one of my buddies is a comic book writer, and he's assembled an amazing team, and he's in chat right now. I plugged this a few weeks ago when I got back from AwesomeCon, but I gotta plug this book again. If you like action, espionage, and sci-fi, this is the comic for you. It's called Terminus Vale. Think of this as adult G.I. Joe.
Nice.
That's how I look at it. It's got action, it's got adventure, it has tons of F-bombs. And it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
Can you spell Terminus Vale for me real quick so I can look it up?
Yeah, it is TERMINUS MINUS space Veil VEIL.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
I'm gonna read this.
it's so good. It is so good. I uh I believe issue 2 is about to hit.
This
Um
art is just so
I
good
mean
too.
it really really is. I mean it's hard because of my ring light, but I would show you the art, but this is the cover here. I mean, and it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Each one of these characters has a different backstory that Jack and his team have crafted. It's awesome. Here's the back cover, so like you see the bad guys. Like it's so good. So good. Um I cannot stress this enough. Terminusveil.com. Go check it out. Buy this. Buy the T-shirt. Buy the shot glass. Like get involved.
Ooh, shot glass.
Yeah, I actually Jack actually at Comic-Con or at AwesomeCon had a deal where like you could buy the first issue and then a T-shirt for like $20. So I
Oh,
did
sweet.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have his T-shirt also. And the T-shirt is pretty much just this first issue cover, but it's awesome. So, um, yeah, Jack, thank you for giving me another obsession outside of Star Wars. I look forward to issue 2. Can't wait to read it, buddy. So, I wanted to plug that. But let's talk about comics real quick, and then we'll get into Comic Con. What are some of your favorite comics, your favorite comic book creators, and like your favorite publishers? And if it's just Star Wars comics and you just want to talk about those writing teams, go right ahead. That's fine. Like,
Yeah, my favorite. I haven't read that many comics.
sure.
I sort of just got into them, but like of the ones I've read, my favorite has got to be Trail of Shadows.
Oh, Trail Shadows.
Yeah, right. That's Daniel Jose Older's.
I
Well, one
actually,
of his things on one of
yeah,
his comic runs. He's got like 2 now.
yeah,
He's probably gonna have more, but because he did the Higher Public Adventures and that was lovely,
He
obviously.
should.
But
yeah.
Trail of Shadows was his like Jedi PI sort of story,
hmm
and it's just so good.
It really is, and it feels like it feels like a neo noir film, kind of like
Yeah,
Blade Runner.
exactly. And like obviously Kevin Scott's main Higher Public run was just
Yes.
insane.
Real
And the
quick, Jack says issue 2 will be out in the next few weeks, so definitely.
Ooh.
Yeah, go ahead, Luna. Sorry.
No, that was pretty much it. Like it's everything the High Republic.
Yeah.
All of the comics were so good. I
Yeah.
even read the Halcyon Legacy one with Buryaga and
Oh,
everything.
the
So
one Ethan Sachs wrote.
yeah,
Yeah, that one's really good.
good to see Nibasik.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
Buryaga together on the Halcyon, like that was.
Missing,
He's
presumed
fine. He's not
dead.
He's fine.
dead. He's
He's
not dead.
he's the protagonist of the kid books. He's fine.
Yeah, you don't
Presumed
kill him.
dead.
Yes, he's missing, presumed dead.
He's fine. He'll be fine. It's all good. It's all good. I'm not coping.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's the star of your kids' books. You
Yeah, no, he's
can't
not.
kill him.
He's not gonna die. It's fine. He'll be fine.
Meanwhile, Cavan's like, kill Buryaga.
Yeah, right. Bring him back just to murder him on screen.
Yeah, he's gonna get leveled.
He's gonna get leveled. Hey, I mean, Wookiees live like several hundred years, and we don't see him in the
Yeah.
prequels. So
No, we see. Well, we don't see Buryaga in the prequels. Yeah, that's right. But we see Wookiees.
yeah, but Wookiees
Maybe.
live several hundred years. So
Gungi.
Maybe he left the order and changed his name to Tarful.
maybe, there you go.
New crackpot theory. You're welcome.
Get your tinfoil hats,
'Cause,
people, because you heard it here first.
Because Chewbacca was like 150 in Solo, right?
No, he's
No, 2 something.
no,
Okay,
he's
no, they live-
150 years old in
Is he
Solo.
All right. They have an
Yeah.
average lifespan of 400 years.
Yeah, because he
So-
says, because Solo's like, you're 150 years old. You look great.
Yeah, right? So they live
Oh.
around 400 years. So very
Yeah. But yes,
Level is-
check out those comics. Especially if you want to get into the High Republic, it's a great way to get in there. Kevin also wrote the Monster of Temple Peak, which was the
Oh yeah, that
York
one too.
story.
That one too. I loved Monster at Temple Peak.
Yes, and then Charles Soule also wrote Eye of the Storm, which is the 2-issue Marky and Rose series.
Yes, that too. Man, I keep forgetting about all these different comic writers.
And
He's written so much Vader.
Yeah, he's writing a lot of Vader, but he's also, we're getting a spotlight on our boy, the Blade of Bordata. Porter Engel, Charles Soule's writing that beast of a comic.
I think it's
It's gonna
Bardota.
be-
Whatever.
That's what
No, I
Mark
think it's
Thompson
Bardata.
says.
It's Bardata or
It's
Bardota. It's Markian and Martian
Markion,
again.
Martian, Leia,
Yeah.
Leah.
Yeah.
I do what
Han,
Mark Thompson
Han.
says.
Yeah.
Sabak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Nihil.
Sabak.
I really just love that they put that in Solo, though.
Oh,
Sabak,
yeah, Sabak.
Han.
It's called Sabak. Can I ask you a
Han.
question, Captain? Sure thing, Han.
Yeah.
It's like
Han.
there's a reason for why he was snarky about it.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I mean the Marvel stuff's great, especially like X-Men and stuff. But Lavender, I want to hear from you. Like, tell me, like, give me some insight into your favorite comics, your favorite comic creators, your favorite publishers, all that fun stuff.
I can do that because
Yeah.
I actually I geek out pretty hard about comics, which is it's funny because I felt like it was a recent development, like in my why that's bright. Sorry, browsers.
Browsers.
There we go. Like the browser was all of a sudden white and it just like blinded me worse than my ring light.
Nice.
I have a 2-monitor setup because I'm that cool. And also just
I'm on a laptop, so
I adopt monitors that my husband replaces. He like upgrades and I'm like, that's mine now. I'll take the old one. Anywho, yeah, it's funny because like I've really gotten passionate about comics as an adult.
Mhm.
But then when I kind of like unlocked like core memories from my childhood of reading. So I'm a librarian. I've always been an advanced reader, and like we would be reading stuff in class that was so boring that I would just stick my comic book into my regular book and then be reading that because I had already finished reading like 20 minutes ago. You know,
Yeah.
they would do like different person for each paragraph, and I would just read through the whole thing. So I'd be like, let me do some fun reading at the same time. I was so big into Sonic the Hedgehog
Oh yeah.
comics of the early 90s.
Yeah. I
They
remember
went
those.
so hard
They
and they
did.
had no right to. Like I remember like crying devastated because like I went into the store and I saw there was a comic cover and it had Sonic like a gravestone.
Yeah.
I was just like bawling my eyes out when I saw it, and then my mom wouldn't let me read it because she thought I was going to cry more.
I think Archie ended up publishing those.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I could get them at the grocery store
Yeah.
because I grew up in a really small town that still today does not have a comic book shop. Like I think the closest one is probably 45 minutes away.
Nah. Aren't you glad
Yeah.
that you're in civilization with a comic book shop?
I am. There's literally a comic book store like a 5-minute drive from my house, and like
Same.
in the other
Me
direction
too.
about 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go
So,
on.
so I just wanted to share a quick list of some of
Sure.
my absolute favorites. My first one, I'm gonna chime in on Trail of Shadows as well. I love the noir genre in general.
Mhm.
So to have noir meets Star Wars was
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's
and
so
Daniel
good.
Jose Older, like he can do no wrong with his comic book writing. And to think, so I don't know if you guys realize this, but High Republic Adventures was like his first comic book. Like
Yeah.
he didn't have like a whole bunch of series of comics that he's novels and this.
Yeah.
And for him to start off so strong is,
Mhm.
I just think, a really great indication. And I cannot wait to see what he does when he like eventually has his own like IP in comics.
Yeah.
I think that would be fantastic.
Um,
Um,
I
oh,
will say this just real quick about Daniel
mhm.
Jose Alder before you go on. Um, the High Republic Adventures, it showed like he was writing comics for years before
Right?
he
Yeah,
even got to this point. Like he's that good of a writer. So
yeah.
go
The
ahead.
plotting is all right there throughout it. Like everything connects together. It was
Yeah,
just so freaking good.
it
I've read it like
was.
3 times now.
And it's like the most fun out of the High Republic stuff too,
Yes.
because it's about the kids. Yeah.
Hmm.
Go on.
Actually, I haven't let my kids read it yet. I should. I
Mhm.
don't know why I haven't. I just haven't given them
It's
my
okay. You can
copies yet.
hoard the High Republic. It's okay.
I just don't want Cheetos on my pages. I'm gonna have to buy them their own copies of all the High
Yeah.
Republic kid stuff.
There you go. All right. Moving on to your next one.
So, okay, next I'm gonna go with some more fandom stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
I love me some Sam Maggs.
Mm-hmm.
She's had really strong runs on Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
She's done like the basically it's like the IDW Captain Marvel, so like the kids one.
Oh, the
Um,
Marvel Action.
yes,
Yeah.
Marvel Action.
Yeah.
That has been pretty fantastic. Um, she is also currently I know she's working on at least one of the Critical Role comics, the Mighty Nine Origins.
Mm-hmm.
And she's the lead writer on the Old Republic. Knights of the Old Republic
Oh,
revision, the new one,
the remake.
the remake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and I know a lot of people have lost their collective minds in two directions there because a lot of people really don't like her. Some certain people in the fandom, but a lot of people really do like her. So, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
very excited that she's getting her hands on something Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then these ones are a little bit lesser known.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh, before I do that, just all things Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys know that about me, but she's kind of my favorite. So I love Sam Maggs' runs on Captain Marvel, but also, um, friggin' oh my God, why did I just
Kelly
blank?
Sue
Kelly
DeConnick.
Sue, Kelly Sue DeConnick. I wanted to call her Sue Kelly for a second, and I'm like, no,
Yeah.
that's not right. Yeah, Kelly Sue DeConnick, and Heather Thompson as well.
Yeah.
All right, so moving along to my more indie ones. The
Mm-hmm.
first one being what I mentioned earlier, Infinite Loop by Elsa Chartier, and she had a co-writer on that as well. I need to pull that back up.
I want to actually check out Infinite Loop. I will do that.
It is there's time travel.
Oh, nice.
Yes, there's time travel and queer people and just all sorts of existential crises happening.
Sounds like a fun weekend.
Right?
That was my last weekend.
All right.
So yeah, it's all there. Like Pierre Pierre Collinet is
Okay.
the other author.
Nice.
So it originally came out in 2015. It was only a 4-issue series, so
Mm-hmm.
it's available as a paperback altogether.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to read you the quick synopsis of
Sure.
this because it's beautiful. A science fiction series that asks the age-old question, what would you risk for a chance at true love? Meet Teddy, a young woman who lives in a faraway future where time traveling is common practice and her job is to maintain the status quo by correcting time paradoxes. Very Loki.
Mm-hmm.
Before Loki. When she meets Anno, a time paradox, and the girl of her dreams, Teddy must decide between fixing the time stream or the love of her life, both of which have unique consequences.
Love it.
Yes. And that one is published, I think I want to say it was an Yeah, it's an IDW book.
Oh, perfect.
Hmm. So it's a little older with 2015, but it's just a beautiful, timeless story.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out, especially with IDW, because that means like it's more available in trade and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it should be pretty easy to get. It's available on that one giant website for books and stuff. Actually, it's part of Comixology Unlimited, if anyone
Oh,
subscribes to that.
perfect. Oh, yeah,
Hmm.
I've got that. I can
Yeah.
I'll download it tonight and check it out tomorrow.
Yeah. It's just so freaking good. Um, One of the other ones that I really love is called Lady Killer by
Oh, yeah.
Jamie Rich. Um, it's like 60s spy drama. And it's so beautiful. There's like a World's Fair kind of thing that they go to it's very Epcot like. Um, it's really graphic, very violent. Uh, but the main character, Josie, my best friend's name is Josie, and I keep trying to get her to cosplay as her. She's actually who I was supposed to go to Comic-Con with this year.
Mm.
So I'm like, okay, Josie, you have to be Josie the Lady Killer. Just cover yourself in fake blood. It'll be great. And then one last one I wanted to highlight because this is more noir.
Yeah.
There's 2 volumes, Hit 1955 and Hit 1957. These are written by Bryce Carlson, illustrated by Vanessa Del Rey, who I met at Tampa Bay Comic Con a few years ago and was the most sweet, humble artist that I've ever encountered. She was like, I was telling her how much I loved her work, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you." Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of the same way that I am when people tell me they like something I did, where I'm like, "You like that? You really think it's nice?" Which is crazy because she's a professional. Of course people think it's
Yeah.
nice because they pay you to do
Yeah.
it. But that one, I can't remember. Let me see if that one's on Comixology. And I will gladly share a synopsis of the first one as well
Mm.
because I want to get y'all hooked. It is on Comixology.
Oh, nice.
I want to read this in my noir voice. They say the eyes are the window to the soul. You look at Harvey Slater and you'll see a homicide detective chasing cigarettes with a few fingers of bourbon. You look into his eyes and you'll see a hitman who spends his night making untouchable criminals disappear for the LAPD. It's basically Punisher.
I love this already. I need this in my system like right now.
All it takes is a blonde bombshell from his past and a crime syndicate trying to muscle in while Mickey Cohen's in prison to open Slater's eyes to who he really is. Collects the complete 4-issue limited series, blah blah blah. Yeah, okay. It's If y'all read it, please let me know what you think
Oh, yeah.
because it's twisty, it's turny. It's also another very violent one, but it's so good.
And that's on
Uh,
Unlimited?
It is also on Comixology. So the first volume is called 1955 and the second one's 1957. It's 2 years later.
I will be downloading that one tonight as well.
And one final shout out.
Yeah.
Of course, I just read all of Vox Machina Origins.
Hmm.
And if anybody has watched the show and wants to know what happened with those characters before the show, I highly recommend it. There's 2 volumes that are published as volumes already.
Hmm.
And then the third one, all of the issues are out, but it hasn't come out in a trade yet.
Mm.
So, and that one is Dark Horse.
Yes.
So,
Um.
Dark Horse with their old school, the Tomb Raider comics that they did were so good.
Yes. Yes. So I just have a few that I want to cover, and then we'll get into our big Comic-Con preview here to finish up the show. Um, I already plugged Terminus Vale. I can't say enough about that. Out of Marvel, Jonathan Hickman's X-Men stuff is incredible. So I would definitely check that out. Of course, check out all the High Republic stuff that Marvel's done because it's just amazing. With DC, Scott Snyder's Batman stuff from the last few years has been nothing short of incredible, as well as Tom King's Batman run was just amazing. Um, I will also say that you like you like noir stuff too.
Very much like noir
Yeah,
stuff.
and you're a Batman fan. I take it also.
I am. I'm not as familiar with the comics as I should be.
Hmm.
I've read like all the Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale,
Oh
the
yeah,
classics. Hey, we lost Luna. It happened.
yay!
907. It's
It
it's like
happens once a
clockwork
show.
every time.
Um, I will say this. Uh, Check out Gotham Central by Greg Rucka.
Oh, I
It's
love Greg Rucka.
yes,
Gotham Central.
yes. Hold on one second here. Sorry about that. Pickle was trying to.
Hello.
Hello.
All
Hi,
right,
Miss
we
Beth.
got my crash out of the way.
Okay, we got the crash out
It
of the
was
way.
like clockwork.
Yeah.
It's like
Every
1 minute and
time.
6 seconds, or
Yeah.
6 minutes.
Is it
One
1 hour 6 minutes every
1 hour, 6
time?
minutes.
Yep.
It's
I
been a
don't know
long
what
day,
it
y'all.
is. I don't know what it is, but every time we do this show, I got to crash once.
So yeah, Greg Rucka is an amazing writer, especially for noir and crime stuff. So check out Gotham Central. It ran 44 issues,
Okay.
and you can actually get the omnibus for it.
Love
Um,
a good omnibus.
yeah, and I believe like Amazon always has a deal on it for like 60 or 70 bucks.
Or just a friendly reminder that your local library might
Yes,
have it,
that's true.
in which I'm going to go check my library catalog and see if we've got it in the county.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I would. Also, if you have DC Universe Infinite, you can read the entire series on that digitally as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So I haven't subscribed to DC's stuff.
Hmm.
I'm just doing Comixology.
Yeah.
And then I have a Hoopla subscription through my library,
Nice.
which they've got a lot of stuff.
Nice.
A
I'll
lot of
definitely
stuff.
check that out, the Hoopla stuff. Um, for more independent stuff, I'm just gonna run through a couple of my favorite publishers as well as a couple of favorite comics with their teams. Um, a Dark Horse BPRD that Mike Mignola did was
Mm,
incredible. Um, s-
that's my BFF's
yes.
favorite.
So I would definitely check that out. Especially also Legend of Vox Machina with Dark Horse as well. They do some licensed stuff, but they do like a lot of original stuff as well. I would say for Image, yes, there you go.
There it
So
is.
so
This beefy boy was on Amazon for
Holy!
like 20 bucks, actually.
Oh my
nice,
gosh!
This is volumes 1 and 2
nice.
together.
For Image, I would say like a lot of people say like Walking Dead and stuff like that, and that's all well and fine, but like I would say Invincible is amazing. Robert Kirkman's universe that he built. I am about to get into the universe of Radiant Black that Kyle Higgins has created.
Ooh, that's what I've been wanting to get into.
We should do that together. Like
Yes.
seriously. Because like I've heard nothing but amazing things about that, and I've actually got one of the books in his massive verse is what it's called.
Hmm.
Called Cowl, COWL, and it's about like the first superhero union organization in Chicago.
Oh, nice. I've seen that one at my comic book shop, and I was wondering
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, so I'm in the process of reading it, so I'll let you know how it is. But like I want to get into Radiant Black. I've heard nothing but great things about it.
Yeah.
And then I would also say you can't go wrong with Todd McFarlane's Spawn, and you can't go wrong with Eric Larson's Savage Dragon for Image. For Boom Studios, Kyle Higgins' Power Rangers run was incredible. I know people are like, you read Power Rangers? You're damn right I do, because it's
We're 90s
amazing.
kids.
It is. And we are.
80s
Naturally.
babies, 90s kids. Like,
Yeah.
Power Rangers was coming out, and I was like 6 years old. Like, that was my everything for like
And
2 or 3
who
years.
didn't see the movie like 5 times in theaters?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yes. and then buy the VHS and watch
Yeah.
it and rewind it and watch it and
Oh
rewind it.
yeah, exactly.
It's over.
Yeah, Kyle Higgins Power Rangers run, and I forget who's writing the Power Rangers stuff right now, but it's still just as good. And then I would also say James Tynan the Fourth is doing a lot of great stuff with Boom, as well, with Something's Killing the Children, and a few other titles like that.
Yes.
Um, I will also say when it comes to IDW, their GI Joe stuff is amazing. And it's over the top and ridiculous. They have the license for My Little Pony,
Hmm.
so they've done tons of
Was
pony
there a
comics.
crossover?
There was a crossover with
It was with
Transformers.
Transformers.
That's right. Okay.
Yes,
The My Little Pony comics are actually surprisingly good. I did read
they're
those back.
really
They
funny.
are. My
They're
kids
really
read
funny.
those actually, and
Yeah.
I've picked up a few for myself as
I
well.
I got to get my wife a few more of the trade paperbacks, but they're really funny books. And then I would also say IDW's Star Trek stuff is amazing.
That's another one I've been wanting to check out. That'd be
Yeah.
pretty cool.
And then because they did like a 50 something issue series all about the Kelvin timeline crew.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it was really well done. I think Mike Robinson or Johnson, Mike Johnson wrote it. Uh, and
Okay.
and then I have one more company to plug, and that's Valiant Entertainment. They
Oh
do
yeah.
Bloodshot, Faith, Archer and Armstrong, Harbinger. Quantum and Woody is like the perfect buddy cop comedy, essentially. So definitely check those out. These writers are incredible. Ninjak with Matt Kent wrote Ninjak, and then and Exo Man of War was incredible too. So Valiant is definitely something amazing. Also, Jeff Lemire is about to do a real mature Bloodshot book for Valiant as well. That's going to be like adult only. And then I have one more imprint, and that's within DC. Don't sleep on DC Black Label, but you can skip Superman Year One that Frank Miller did because Frank Miller is just a terrible writer now.
I have two things that I
Yeah,
just remembered to add to the
yeah,
list.
sure.
Okay. So, I totally forgot to mention this one when we were talking Marvel stuff, but
Hmm.
Runaways, the Rainbow
Oh
Roll
yeah,
Runaways, has been fantastic. I think I'm caught up like through Vault like trade paperback volume like 6 or 7 or something.
okay.
It's amazing. I'm trying so hard to get it circulating in my library, and I've finally got the teens to start reading it. And I'm like, yes,
Uh,
they're gonna come back and tell me how much they love it.
this is the Brian K. Vaughan one, right?
So there was the Brian K. Vaughan one that ran through like 2008, I think.
Yeah,
Or yeah.
uh,
And then it went away for a while, but
that's right.
then they rebooted it a few years ago with Rainbow Roll, who's the author of Eleanor and Park and
Mhm.
Carry On.
That's right.
Um, yes, so she's been doing that run and it's really good. The other one that I wanted to hype, this is actually from a smaller company called Vault.
Yes,
I think
Vault
they're
is
smaller.
very
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Submerged.
Hmm.
Um, oh my gosh, how do I say her first name? Vita Ayala.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, she's
Jen,
great.
Jen Bartel did a lot of the cover art for it.
Hmm.
I mean, she gets to do art for so many different companies at this point. She's done
Yeah.
like a lot of Captain Marvel and uh, Wonder Woman and Harley Quinn stuff. She's just so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Submerged was pretty fantastic.
Speaking of Vita Ayala, she wrote Livewire for Valiant also, and that was a great book. So check that one out too.
I will.
Vault
Because
is
yeah, I
very
really
good.
loved this one.
Yeah, Vault is very good. TKO is pretty good too with their stuff. They've got like a lot more pulpy stuff. Mad, I believe it's Mad Cave Comics or Mad Cave Comics is pretty good. So there's tons of publishers out there.
We're just trying to indoctrinate Luna with all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And
I don't know
Like,
what any of you guys are talking about.
here's all the books. Read them.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great stuff out there, especially like if you like film noir stuff. There's a lot of film noir-esque comics out there. So if you loved Trail of Shadows, that's a gateway to like a whole subgenre in comics.
Right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Jack says Jem Bartel is awesome. Jem Bartel is very awesome.
She's so good.
Yeah. Um, I will also have to say one of my favorite artists out there is Amanda Connor. Uh,
Yes.
I've met her and Jimmy Palmiotti a couple of times. They're great.
Actually, I have a really fun Amanda Connor story to
Yeah.
share. She lives local to me.
Yep.
Her and Jimmy actually have offices in my comic shop that I go to. So sometimes when you go in there, they're just there doing like kind of an impromptu signing. It's great.
Oh yeah.
There's always stuff signed by them there. And as well as like a ton of her artwork. Like you can just go in there and like buy Amanda's prints.
Mhm. Yeah.
um, but it was funny because when I started frequenting that comic book store, I saw her name all over the place, and I was like, why does that sound so familiar to me? It's because she actually came out and visited my drawing class in college, because my art teacher had been her art teacher.
Nice.
And he was like, yeah, I have like a former student who's like a famous comic book artist with Marvel and DC. And he had her come out and talk to us about figure drawing and how you can kind of take that and turn it into comics, which,
That's awesome.
um, yeah, I don't know if, I mean, obviously the two of you know that I draw, and I just said I
Mhm.
was in art classes. But yeah, a lot of what I like picked up in that figure
Hey
drawing
Jane.
class
Yeah.
all just kind of is carrying over into my own comic-y style.
No, and that's fantastic.
Yeah,
And we're just
she's
about.
just a wonderful human.
Oh yeah. Her and Jimmy are two of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
Absolutely nicest people. So I have a quick funny story about Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Connor, and then we'll get into Comic Con here. I met them at Baltimore Comic Con a few years ago. They had this panel called Listen to Jimmy, and it was 18 and over. And it was like him and Amanda, Darwin Cook was there, Frank Thierry was there, Billy Tucci, Scott Snyder was running late from a panel, so he showed up, so they cussed him out as he's like walking in the room.
Nice.
Um, and like they're drinking and just crushing beers like on this platform, right? Or on the stage and just hanging out. Well, they had these envelopes under some of the seats, and they were dares that you had to do.
Gosh.
So, um, like one person had to run around. Billy Tucci is very patriotic. Like he's a former army guy, like very patriotic. Well, he had this one audience member had to run around the room yelling Billy Tucci hates America. And so he does it. I had one where I had to tell the story of how I lost my virginity.
Nice.
So I was like, and they said you don't really have to tell the story, like you can make something up
Hmm.
if it's like an embarrassing story or something like that.
Yeah.
So I see Frank Thierry, right? And like Frank and I are friends now because of this. I I got up and I was like, I lost my virginity to Frank Thierry's mom in Frank Thierry's mom's car, and the room lost it. So the next day, I'm like, you know what? I gotta meet Amanda and Jimmy. Like, so
Yeah.
I got a print for what I did, and it's a Starfire print that they both signed. And
Nice.
Amanda's caption for the Starfire print was, "I lost my virginity to Eric," signed Amanda Connor. Like it's
Oh,
Starfire saying it.
Yep.
So anyway, AwesomeCon 3 years ago, before the pandemic, I walk up to Jimmy and Amanda's table and they recognized me. They're like,
That's a
"You're
hard
that
story to
guy."
forget.
Yeah, they're like, "You're that guy," and I was like, "You're damn right I am." Like, so they know
Yeah.
me, and it's great. Like I've built up a rapport with them, so like that's my funny story. And Frank Thierry, like I'll like message him on Facebook, and I'll be like, "Hey, say hi to your mom for me." He's like, "Say hi to your mom for me." Like we just go back and forth. So
It's
um
lovely.
yeah, I know it's not an after I it's kind of an after hours story, but whatever.
It's a
Um
hilarious story, and
yeah,
it's Comic-Con related.
it is. And that's
So
the thing. Like conventions are so important and they're so much fun. And there's a little convention coming up next week in San Diego called San Diego Comic-Con. And this thing, I think this is the longest that they've had it. This is like 4.5 days long.
yes, because yeah, it's Thursday through Sunday.
It preview night's Wednesday
Oh
night.
yeah, preview night's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um.
I'm not salty.
No,
I'm
neither am
not
I.
salty at
Not at
all.
all.
One of these
I still
years
haven't
we're
found
going.
my badge is sitting over here on my desk somewhere.
So Comic Con, it's a great place to get brand new comic book news. You can geek out with people. You can catch cosplay and stuff. But of course, with this one, we get all of like the big movie stuff, the big TV stuff.
Hmm.
Let's Before we get into the highlights of the schedule, because I'm not going through this entire schedule because it's ridiculous how long
It's
this
insane.
schedule is, this programming schedule is. Let's talk about prediction wise. What are we hoping to see from Star Wars in general? What are we hoping to see from
Ooh,
DC, Marvel, all that stuff? Luna, go ahead.
I'm looking for literally any advertisement for Andor.
Okay. Hey, Jack, thank you for joining us, buddy. Good night, bud. Um,
Thanks.
Night.
yeah. Um, yeah, Andor, they need to start pushing this. That
Right.
that is one thing. And you would have thought with Celebration, like they would have really started to push this show. But let's face it, Celebration
Celebration
was
was all
the
about
Obi-Wan.
Kenobi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
I okay.
Casper.
I wonder if they just have like they know that people are going to watch it and they're like
Yeah,
not doing a huge because I mean we didn't really have any big push for Kenobi until Celebration, which
yeah,
was when Kenobi came out. And
yeah.
like the crazy Times Square billboard and everything, all that kind of coincided with the release. Like
Hmm.
they don't have to hype us up because we're gonna get hyped anyways, if that makes sense.
I think that goes to show you the staying power that Star Wars has under Disney.
Yeah. And I
Um,
mean, I think it's always had that staying power.
yeah,
Like, I don't know, Star Wars has always had like huge, like, marketing and press initiatives and stuff, but it outside of the original trilogy, it didn't need it. Like the name
yeah,
Star Wars speaks for itself.
that's true. Luna, your thoughts besides Andor from Star Wars?
Want to get some more announcements about other upcoming projects. I always like to know what's down the pipeline for Star Wars. Maybe we can get more snippets of the High Republic comics coming out.
Well,
Something.
we are getting a Lucasfilm publishing panel
Mm,
on one of these days as well.
Maybe
So
that'll have something.
I'm thinking that
definitely.
we're probably gonna get a lot of High Republic from there. I actually, with how good Shadow of the Sith is doing right now, I wouldn't be surprised if we got more sequel trilogy content announcements.
Oh God,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
It's
Um,
been long enough. The heat's died down.
yeah, yeah. Because Shadow of the Sith has shut up a lot of haters.
Yeah.
Which
As
okay, I just want to add really fast that
yeah,
like I'm a weird one when it comes to Rise of Skywalker because I hate it, but I also love it.
yeah,
If like I kind of hate watch it.
Yeah.
but that I find myself enjoying. Like, there's a lot of stupid aspects of that movie. There
Yeah.
was there was a lot that didn't make sense, and a lot that I was like, I'm still a Ben Solo apologist till the day I die. I love him. He can do no wrong. He is little meow meow. All of the above. Anyway, except for the genocidal tendencies and stuff.
The genocide and the fascism, yeah.
And the patricide.
Okay, the patricide, yes, guilty of. I will argue that most of the other stuff was Hux.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
he's just kind of along for the ride. Anyway, basically, I'm like walking that line of like sometimes I hate it and sometimes I love it.
Yeah.
The nostalgia was so good.
Yeah.
But we also didn't really need nostalgia when we had characters like Rose and Finn and Rey that and Poe that their story could have stood on their own.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Rise of Skywalker tangent.
No, it's fine. So let's actually move on from Star Wars here, and let's talk about. We know DC is going to be there with Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is going to announce their new slate of movies, and we also know that Feige and Marvel are coming back as well for their presentation. Let's talk DC and Warner Brothers here.
DC Damage Control.
DC Damage Control.
I thought Damage Control was a Marvel thing.
Yeah, that was
no. It's just DC as far as the films, I'm sure, because Flash is the next thing coming up, and
oh right,
Flash
I forgot about that.
And
brain wreck.
Yeah, Flash and Black Adam are your next ones.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about Black Adam real quick, and then we'll go to Flash. I'm actually optimistic about Black Adam, because The Rock is very passionate about this project, and I don't think he would do it if he wasn't passionate about the project.
Mm-hmm.
It's got
he's producing it.
Yeah, he's producing it. It's got a terrific cast. I mean, Pierce Brosnan's going to be freaking Dr. Fate from the JSA. That's huge. So yeah, Black Adam comes out, I believe, in October.
I will say I'm not very familiar at all with Black Adam.
Mm-hmm.
Almost everything I know, I have learned since watching the trailer.
Yeah.
That said, I've seen the trailer several times now, and I think it looks like a lot of fun.
I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
It might not be a great movie or a great superhero movie, but it just looks like it's going to be a good ride. So I'm going to go see it.
Cautiously optimistic. Why we go? Because it's going to be a fun ride.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Flash. I honestly don't want to see this movie because of all the crap that Ezra Miller has done.
I really don't want to either.
I know barely anything about. I have not watched most of the DC movies.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. I watched the Suicide Squad, James Gunn's, and that was really good.
Yeah,
I watched I watched Batman v Superman, and that's I think all of the DC movies I have watched. The DCEU movies, anyway. Yeah. No, I saw Man of Steel when it came out. That was 20-something.
2013. Yeah.
2013. Ezra Miller, I honestly haven't even been really following what they've done.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to see The Flash anyway, to be completely fair. I already was not going to see that movie.
Yeah.
So what they have done doesn't really change that very obviously what they've done bad as far as I've seen.
Yeah.
But for me personally, it does not affect my life whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's one of those stories where I almost I'm like, okay, it's a train wreck and I want to look away, but I can't. But also waiting for the other shoe to drop and for this to have been some kind of weird art performance.
Yeah. I mean,
I already don't know much about them.
I love him in the Snyder Cut of Justice League. Or I love them. I'm sorry. That they go by they them. I apologize for that.
You're good.
Yep.
But I love Ezra Miller in the Snyder Cut. They're fantastic in that movie. However, this movie's also adapting one of my favorite storylines with Flashpoint. And
Who's directing it?
Oh God. It's not Snyder. Oh no, it's the guy that did the two It movies. The two
Oh,
new It movies. Andy something. But yeah, the it's the director of It in It
I have,
Chapter 2.
I have Google.
Yeah.
That's what librarians do.
Yeah.
Who's that guy in that thing? Google.
Andreas Muschietti?
Yeah, Andy Muschietti.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Andre.
Andre Muschietti. Yeah, I will. The only thing that was getting me to go was going to see Keaton's Batman interact with Ben Affleck's Batman.
Yeah.
Now I'll wait for it to hit HBO Max.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
And even then, I might wait a couple of months after it hits HBO Max.
I really did enjoy The Flash so I think the Snyder Cut was the only thing I've seen the Snyder Cut and I've seen Batman v Superman and
Okay.
like Wonder Woman.
Oh, I saw Wonder Woman too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked Wonder Woman, I guess.
The
Wonder
first
Woman
one
stands on its own.
Yeah, the first one.
Hey, we stand
84
Kristen
is-
Wiig and
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
No, but I was actually like excited about the premise of The Flash and like there being a standalone movie. And now I'm with you on that. Like it can hit HBO Max and then stay there for a while and then I might watch it. But
Yeah.
not gonna go see it in theaters.
There's two in this upcoming slate that I want to see in theaters, and that's I want to see Black Adam and I want to see Aquaman because the first one was so much fun, but I can't stand Amber Heard. And now I'm kind of like, I should just wait for HBO Max for this.
I'm glad that it seems like at least she's gonna have a very small part
Yeah.
in the movie. Yeah.
Because
And I just want to say, not that my opinion matters in the grand scheme of thing, but I was like, I don't like either person in this situation right now. And
No.
can we stop watching a civil trial for 6 weeks?
Well,
I don't know
we
why
don't
it
need to watch a
captivated the
civil
country.
trial for a while, but
No.
I bet you another one's coming around.
It's just
So-
always there on the timeline.
So, what are some, because it's not just DC that Warner Brothers has.
What else does Warner Brothers have?
They've got the entire MonsterVerse with
Oh,
Godzilla
you're
and King
right.
Kong.
I'm way more into that. I've seen all of those.
They've got Pacific Rim.
Oh, yeah.
They've
Second movie
got-
was okay.
I still haven't seen the second movie yet. The first one is. I love the first one
Awesome.
so
Oh,
much.
yeah, for sure.
The first
John
one's so good.
Boyega
I'm also
makes
the
the
biggest.
second one.
That's
I'm
what
also
I've heard.
Yeah. I'm also the biggest MonsterVerse apologist you'll ever meet. So
Oh, I love the MonsterVerse so much.
every single one of them.
So,
Please
oh,
tell
yeah.
me y'all don't like the 2017 Mummy.
Oh no, the dark universe that Universal
Yeah.
tried to do. Oh God, we're not even getting to dark universe because that was just, pardon my language, that was shit.
I already used her swear word twice.
No, you used the
an
F-bomb.
F-bomb.
Oh, okay. I can only use one F. How many S bombs do we have?
I've already filled the quota.
Oh, I used one of those too. Okay, so we get 2 S bombs, we get 1 F bomb.
Okay. But the MonsterVerse itself, rumor is we're gonna see the next installment in the MonsterVerse.
Oh God, I'm so ready. I have.
At
You don't
Comic-Con.
understand. I have every not hyperbole. I have every single Godzilla movie on DVD.
And we're talking like the old Japanese
The
ones too.
old
Nice,
Japanese
nice.
ones. I've got them all at my house. There's like 2 stacks that are like this high,
Yeah.
and there's so many. And I used to collect the plushes when I was young.
Nice.
I played all the video games. I was such a big Godzilla fan.
So
It's actually
speaking-
insane.
speaking of Godzilla, Lavender, or Casper, I'm sorry.
That's
I
okay.
apologize. Do you remember going to the theaters in '99 and 2000 and seeing that movie?
Don't even start with that movie with me.
With what movie, Luna?
Do not start with Godzilla 1999 with me right now. I've got opinions, and it's
I'm
been a
just
very long
saying.
time. It's been a very long time since I've dredged up the opinions about Godzilla 1999,
Okay,
the
we won't talk
American one.
about it.
We're talking about the American one, right?
Yes.
Where they just made Godzilla a giant velociraptor. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm not where. Funny thing, there was a movie called Godzilla Final War that came out in 2005, I think.
Yes, I
And
remember that.
Toho bought the rights to the American Godzilla just to kill it off in that movie.
Nice.
They called it Zilla, just Zilla.
Nice.
Oh,
They bought the
yeah.
rights. They bought the rights to Godzilla 1999 just so Godzilla can come up and beam attack him to death in the
Nice.
movie. I love Godzilla.
Very
I need
nice.
somebody to talk to Godzilla Final War about.
Nice.
So if anybody wants to talk about Godzilla Final War with me from the movie from 2005,
Hit Luna
please
up on
DM me.
socials.
Hit me up on socials. I'm legacy_run on Twitter. Go ahead and just hit me up in my DMs. I'll talk about Godzilla Final War with you. The movie that I've watched literally, I think I counted it was 46 times when I was
Wow.
in 1 year.
Wow.
So
Can I just say, real
yeah, what's up?
quick, Star Wars related, Starlight Beacon transmissions and the Legacy Run. We're named after some disasters here.
We really are. I was just surprised that Legacy.
What are you talking about?
I was surprised that
still
Legacy
fine.
Run wasn't taken.
They're still fine.
It's all lowercases Legacy LEGACY_RUN all lowercase on twitter.com.
Twitter.com/.
Go ahead and hit up. It's going to be twitter.com/legacy_run. I need you to come into my direct messages, aka DMs, and talk to me about the 2005 hit movie Godzilla Final War. Thank you very much.
Okay. So speaking of MonsterVerse.
Okay, I was wrong. It actually came out in 2004, but I was close.
Okay, you were off by a year. So speaking of MonsterVerse,
50% on Rotten Tomatoes.
One of my favorite things from Godzilla v Kong is the opening title sequence.
Hold on, wait. What's the audience score? 71. That's more like it.
Okay.
That's more like it. Certified fresh for the audience score. Critics just don't get monster movies, okay? I'm gonna say it. They just don't get monster movies. The critics okay, I'm sorry. I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done.
it's
Okay. Please go on. Please do go on.
So my favorite thing from that opening title sequence was the brackets that they had, where like they kept showing you like which monsters each one of them defeated before like they get to this final matchup. Like it's some sort of like twisted NCAA bracket thing with Godzilla and King Kong.
That is so classic Godzilla movie, by the way.
So bad.
It was not bad. It was classic monster movie stuff.
Oh my god. We were at a drive-in movie and I laughed out loud.
That was classic kaiju movie stuff right there.
Oh, that was funny. So I think we're gonna get there's a strong rumor we're gonna get the tease for whatever the next movie is, whether it be Godzilla, whether it be Kong, whether it be Mothra, one of them.
Godzilla 1.
Yes. So let's move to Marvel. Luna.
Mania. Sorry.
Yeah, Luna and I are kind of in the same boat about the MCU right now. Actually, Casper, I think you're kind of in the same boat as us too.
There's certain stuff that I've been getting excited for.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I don't know. Eternals was good, but I wasn't hyped for it. And then Doctor Strange, same thing. It was good, but I wasn't hyped for it.
I felt nothing. The only MCU movie that I've been in any way like hyped for since Endgame was probably Thor: Love and Thunder because of how much I liked Ragnarok. And I did
Yeah.
see Thor: Love and Thunder, and I liked it a lot. Fight me, but
Oh, I loved it.
Oh yeah, I
You will
loved it.
not
But
find a fight with me, my friend.
okay, okay, glad we're on the same page.
I still haven't seen it yet, and without seeing Thor: Love and Thunder, to me, Eternals was their strongest movie. And even then, I mean, I think it's an epic movie, and I can't wait to see what Chloe Zhao does with the sequel for it. But
Hmm.
it's still a mess of a movie.
I am, quality aside, like I couldn't care. Like I think that most of the Marvel movies that have come out, hell, I think all of the Marvel movies that have come out have been, like, in my opinion, pretty strong. I'm an optimist. I think they've been pretty strong for me. But
for the most part,
I just haven't cared. Like, it took me months to see No Way Home.
Yeah.
It took me months to see Doctor Strange. And like, I wanted to see them, I guess, but I wasn't just, there was no sense of, it doesn't feel like an event anymore. There was no urgency to see it for me. There was no, I was like, oh, you're going? Okay, I guess I'll go see it, I guess.
I mean,
I will say my urgency to see them comes from so I still really care about spoilers.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
I'm the same way. But
so I think Eternals I waited a little bit to see, but then
Shang-Chi was actually their strongest.
Yeah, I loved
Shang-Chi was amazing.
Shang-Chi is my favorite phase.
And actually, that one I waited to see too.
Yeah,
but
that's
I think
the only one that I
Eternals,
saw.
I didn't care so much because they were newer entries.
Yeah.
So like anything I heard would just be kind of like, oh, like I can get excited for this. It wasn't like spoiling a plot point that carried over from something previously.
Mm-hmm.
Shang-Chi was the only Phase 4 movie, I think, that I actually saw within a week of it coming out.
It was good. It was really, really good and really well done.
Yeah, but like, I'm just...
Yeah.
I'm so fatigued.
Yeah.
They're not letting their content breathe. There's like 4 Marvel movies a year now, and I just can't. And plus all the Disney Plus stuff. Like, like Moon Knight was great. Moon Knight, I think, is the best Marvel content in Phase 4.
I would say Moon Knight. If we're doing TV shows now, granted, I haven't watched Ms. Marvel yet, but I've heard amazing things about it.
Oh, that's great.
I will say the 2 strongest ones for me were Moon Knight and Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
For me, it was the ending of Falcon and the Winter Soldier kind of sat weird with me.
No,
but,
I get it. Are you talking about like the speech and stuff at the end?
Yeah, and some of the stuff I liked it.
Yeah,
like listen. There's something to enjoy in every piece of MCU media, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I've never met anything that I hated completely.
Oh no, I'm the same way.
To me, my 2 favorite
Inhumans.
Yeah, my favorite 2 are probably Moon Knight and Loki. I really liked Loki.
I liked Loki a lot.
Natalie Holt was so good. I think she's a really great director and composer. The music was. I still listen to the Loki soundtrack today.
I do too.
I will also say, Hawkeye was pretty strong too.
Hawkeye was stronger than I thought it would be. Yeah, I liked Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've been more hyped for the TV shows than I have for the movies.
Yeah, I will say out of their TV shows, their weakest one is What If. I
have not watched that yet.
I will say you're not missing that much.
No, like, I know that's what Eric told me. Like,
it's like supplemental. I mean, it's
the
cool
first 2
because like you have
episodes.
Captain.
That's it.
Yeah, like Captain Carter is great.
And T'Challa is Star-Lord.
T'Challa is Star-Lord, and then Frat Boy Thor. Frat Boy Thor was
pretty funny. Yeah, Frat Boy Thor was pretty funny.
I just haven't really seen anything about it that makes me particularly interested in watching it. I've got so much other stuff to do. So like, I have so much other media to consume. I had to watch Invincible. I had to watch all of The Boys in like 3 days.
Yeah.
There's just so many things I'd rather watch with my time, you know?
Yeah, What If just isn't that great. We're probably going to get a What If Season 2 trailer during this panel that they're doing.
Huzzah.
They're probably going to give us a Loki Season 2 teaser.
I'm going to say, as somebody who has not watched either show, if Arcane loses to What If for the Emmys, or the Oscars, or whatever it is.
The Emmys.
Emmys.
The Emmys.
Yeah,
I'm I'm going to throw something.
I really hope What If doesn't win that Emmy.
I
if it
just
loses,
started
if
watching
Arcane loses
I
to What
still
If,
need to
I'm
watch
gonna be
Arcane.
so upset.
I've heard great things.
I've seen the first 2 episodes and loved it so far.
I've seen 1 episode of Arcane, and it's better than
which we're
most
getting
things
all
that
of
I've
the League of
watched.
Legends champions unlocked on Xbox Game Pass come wintertime.
I've never played League of Legends.
You're not going to get me to play League of Legends, vile succubus.
Meanwhile, I have Overwatch open in my other window.
So we're probably going to get a Captain America 4 teaser.
I don't know if we'll get teasers so much as we'll just get announcements.
Yeah.
Like we'll probably get announcements about like timeline and any actors that they're adding to the cast.
Okay.
But I think at most we'll get the logos for that and stuff, because like they haven't even started filming.
No. Okay.
So, and Loki is just now filming season 2, so it might.
That's
I don't
why
think we'll see any footage.
Small teaser, like maybe just a shot of Hiddleston or something like that,
or like a logo shot or something, like an updated logo.
My question here is, what is the big surprise that you think we're gonna get from that Marvel panel?
Honestly, don't like. This is gonna sound harsh.
No,
I don't care enough to have a real to have a real speculation.
That's fine. It's
I'm
all
so
good.
burned out. They need to like cut the amount of releases they have per year in half.
Yeah.
For me to.
It's gonna be an X-Men announcement.
Probably.
I agree.
You're right. No, you're right. There.
Yeah.
We're gonna get the X-Men.
Between Multiverse of Madness,
I think we'll get a Fantastic Four casting.
Yep.
Announcement, and we'll get an announcement for X-Men.
Okay.
Like fourth time's the charm.
Quick over under
Fantastic
on
Four.
Over under on Krasinski coming out for Fantastic Four.
Oh, it's happening.
Reed Richards. You think so?
It's happening. I think so.
Was he the one who played in Multiverse of Madness?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, probably. I mean,
well, there was it was trending on Twitter like yesterday that they were saying that it was like
some other guy,
Penn Badgley, I think, or whatever.
I think Krasinski could carry the movie.
I think so too. I think he would be the first person who actually could pull it off.
All right, so there's Marvel. Let's move on to Amazon here.
Sorry, I just had a thought though. Him as Reed Richards, and then Jenna Fisher, Pam from The Office as Sue Storm.
I would love that. And then you bring Brian Baumgartner in as Ben Grimm.
Yes. Oh my God. Office reunion in the Fantastic Four. I'm here for it.
You know what? Because I'm okay with them being older. Mm-hmm. Because like you could bring Roy, the guy who played Roy, in as Johnny.
Or you could really screw with people's heads and get Chris Evans again.
That would be really funny.
They got Chris Evans for Human Torch again.
I think the odds of us seeing him as Human Torch are better than seeing him as Steve Rogers again.
Yeah,
right.
We'll see him in like some multiverse.
God, he seemed so much. I gotta say, he seemed so much happier since he left Marvel.
I mean, if you look at
it's a lot of weight off of his shoulders, I'm sure, with spoilers and
look at his performance in Knives Out.
God,
so good.
Please, I'm so excited for Glass Onion.
Yes,
I am too. Knives Out is one of those movies that I'm like, I can still just rewatch that and it never feels really old.
Good. It's so good.
And then there's the movie. God, what's the name of it? It's like just The Gray Man.
Oh, dude, I can't wait for Gray Man.
Yeah, so it's
Evans and Gosling.
And Ana de Armas, who is the main actress from Knives Out.
Yeah.
Marta. So yeah,
Gray Man looks so good.
It does. It does.
And
the Rousseau brothers are directing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They also, if you want a really good one that they produced, this one has Hemsworth in it, and it was on Netflix also, Extraction. That one was really good.
Still haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you want some really good Russo brothers content, Community, of course.
Oh yeah, Community. Yeah. They directed some of my favorite episodes of Community.
Yeah.
Amazon though.
Okay, so Amazon.
I want to see a Gen V trailer.
We'll get a teaser. We'll get a Gen V
Please.
teaser because they're
I
filming
need.
that.
I watched all of The Boys in less than 3 days. Like I
It's
binged
so
the whole
good.
thing.
It's
I still
so
have to watch
good.
Diabolical, but
Diabolical's really good. It's so
Uh,
stupid.
God, I'm so excited. I love The
Jeez,
Boys has
Mitchell.
become rapidly one of my favorite franchises. And it's
Not
one of those
seen.
few things where people say that like one of the very few things where it's pretty much universally agreed that the comics are worse.
Oh, the comics. I mean, Garth Ennis really wrote a good comic like back in the day for it,
Yeah.
but this show is a lot better than the comic,
Yeah.
in my opinion. I think we're going to get a season 2 announcement for Rings of Power ahead of
Mhm.
the premiere, so they're probably going to
Oh,
do that
absolutely.
with Amazon.
I've never been a I don't know, I've never been as much as of a Lord of the Rings fan as I probably should
It's
be.
not for everybody.
No, I like it. I like it a
Yeah.
lot. Like I watched all of the trilogy several times.
hmm
I watched like the first 2 Hobbit movies, and I played the ever loving crap out of Shadow of Mordor and Shadow
Mordor.
of War.
Yeah, they're both good.
There's Shadow of Mordor and then the sequel of Shadow of War.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. Those games are awesome. I love
they're
them
fun.
so much.
They're
I replay
really
them.
fun.
I replay them all the
Yeah,
time.
comics
It's
are
just
cool. Thanks, Ellie.
it's
I have
so
an
fun.
I have an Amazon segue from that, you guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you know how you love those games so much. Do you
yeah.
know who voiced Gollum?
Who voiced Gollum? Andy Serkis?
Not Andy Serkis. No,
Mhm.
actually, it was another Amazon actor, Liam O'Brien, who plays Vax'ildan in
That's
Legend of
right.
Vox
Really?
Machina.
Yeah.
He
I know
is
who. I know
Gollum.
who. I know the I know their names,
He's a
like all
great
the
Gollum.
character roles.
He
That's
really
insane. I
is.
thought it was Andy Serkis.
Yeah, he's a great Gollum.
I didn't even realize that. I had
And
played.
oh God, what's Jesper's actress named? Not Jesper.
Vex.
Jesters.
Jester.
What's
Jester / Laura Bailey.
Yeah.
Laura Bailey? She plays the protagonist in the DLC for Shadow of War.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
I just wanted to share. I saw a video clip where he was
Eltariel,
talking
that's her
about
name.
Mhm.
his Gollum voice and how apparently he was on vacation and they were in this like cave system, and person like the tour guide told them like if you get into this one section and you like yell, it'll echo. So he did the Gollum voice.
But yeah, no, Laura Bailey plays Eltariel, who is the protagonist of Shadow of War's DLC, which is really good.
Yeah.
It's called like Light of Galadriel or something.
Yeah. So we're gonna get that. We're gonna get. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a Diabolical season 2 announcement as well. I
Still gotta watch it.
Yeah, I believe they are going to greenlight season 2 of Wheel of Time as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if we got a trailer for Jack Ryan season 3.
Oh, Reacher?
No, Jack Ryan.
No. Oh, Jack Ryan. That's
Yeah.
right.
I wouldn't be surprised if they gave us Reacher season 2.
Yes.
Um,
Say July 23rd during Comic-Con there is a Critical Role panel.
that's right.
So I'm sure, is that before or after the Amazon panel?
I can't remember. I don't want to go through that whole entire schedule. It's around that time. I think it's like
I'm sure
on
there will
that same
probably be
day.
some crossover where they're probably talking about season
Yeah.
2.
I'd
love it if we got a trailer.
Vox Machina did really, really well for Amazon, so I wouldn't be surprised if they gave us a season 2 announcement.
The season 2 is already confirmed.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
July 28th is the 5-year anniversary of one of the best movies ever made, the Emoji Movie. Just to let you know.
Luna, do you know how many times that movie has played in my house and how much I freaking hate it?
I didn't even go see that movie.
My
no,
kids
me neither.
were the
I've never seen it.
right age to be taken in by the Emoji Movie, and
the horrible Just Dance product placement.
It's the worst.
I'd rather have Just Dance product placement than the Emoji Movie.
Here's the thing. I have the the exact release date of that movie burned into my mind because I'm a Jax Films fan, and it was it's July 28th, 2017. That
Oh,
is when the Emoji Movie came out.
by the way, yesterday was the 6th anniversary of Ghostbusters Answer the Call.
Oh,
Yay!
Yeah, so just throwing it out there. I also wouldn't be surprised if Sony came out and gave us some Ghostbusters stuff.
Not at all.
Even though we just had Ghostbusters Day, I wouldn't be surprised if Sony just dropped something.
And like, so I think we talked about this on May the 4th,
Mhm.
that like, even if you have like a day where it's like a day that you're celebrating a franchise, like May the 4th, we obviously celebrate Star Wars,
Mhm.
but they still held a lot of announcements until Celebration.
Yeah.
T-Spans is in chat.
Oh yeah. He's asking for drops. Here's a beta key for Overwatch.
I played the
One
Overwatch beta.
Free swag.
exclamation point free swag.
Oh,
Okay,
I was gonna say the
$19
thing.
Fortnite card.
Never mind, I forgot the thing. I lost it.
It's okay. This Comic-Con preview is just all over the place, but that's okay.
It's fine.
It's fine. Trying to think of like what other studios would be there. I wouldn't be surprised if we got going back to WB. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a Peacemaker season 2 teaser.
All I want from WB is aside from the MonsterVerse stuff, I need a season 3 confirmation for the Animaniacs reboot.
It's getting it.
Also,
It's getting it.
I also
It
need
is?
some more Gotham Knights hype.
Yes, because that releases in September or
October
October.
25th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a feeling
Didn't know that.
we're
I
gonna
didn't know Animaniacs got renewed. That's awesome.
well, they're gonna coincide the Gotham Knights stuff with the Gotham Knights TV show. Because
No.
that's
That looks
coming.
great, by the
They're
way.
totally separate.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I know this because I asked my friend who works for WB. I was like, "Oh my gosh, congratulations! They're making a TV show that's like
Hi.
your video game." And she's like, "No, they're separate."
Comic-Con, I just want to meet Joseph Quinn so I can give him a hug. Oh, Eddie from
Oh.
Stranger Things. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I haven't watched
Another.
Stranger Things since season 1.
I haven't watched Stranger Things. Period.
I haven't either. I really have been wanting to get into it.
And
We're fake. We're fake geeks.
We
yeah,
are,
yeah, we got to turn in our nerd cards tonight.
Let's
which
talk
is
about the Animaniacs reboot for a moment.
Which I got to tell you, the Animaniacs reboot is freaking amazing.
Animaniacs.
So good. I didn't know. Like February 2021. How did I not know about this?
Yeah, it was great. It's so funny.
Yeah,
oh,
there's a.
Excuse me.
go ahead.
No, I was just surprised that they ordered the 10-episode third season in February 2021. I didn't hear
Yeah.
about it.
Oh, so since we're talking Hulu, because Animaniacs, the reboot is exclusive to Hulu.
Orville?
Yeah, they got to renew this thing. They have to, especially with this season.
With how well it's doing, I would not be surprised at all to see it get another one. I hope they do. I really love Orville.
Have you been watching this season?
I haven't watched this season because I really want to rewatch the previous season first because it was so big of a time gap in between
Oh yeah.
that like I don't really remember what happened last season, so I want to go back and refresh.
It's
Do it justice.
this season has been absolutely incredible. The last 3 episodes have made me cry.
Mm.
But this last episode was the funniest episode. So I'm just gonna give you a little premise for what happened in this last episode. I'm looking at chat also.
Yeah.
Where Ellie says we lost cool points.
I know. But
Uh,
also that the Animaniacs did a
mhm.
reunion.
Yeah, I've met both Rob Paulson and Jess Harnell at Awesome Con.
Oh,
Yakko and Wacko. It was great. They hit on my wife.
nice.
Yeah, as Yakko.
Oh yeah, absolutely. In character, I can see that.
Um, so the premise for this one episode, there was a subplot where they they were meeting with this one species that in their society the women are the most dominant and men are kind of reduced to subservient slave roles.
Nice.
So
We
Kelly
don't want to see
and
anyone there.
yeah, so Kelly and Talia had to be the captain and the first officer, while like all of the guys were like in like the low level uniforms and stuff, just to like just to
Just to
like trick
confuse
these people.
everybody. Yeah.
And so these women have all this luggage, and Kelly yells, "Mercer, Malloy, get out here!" And they're both wearing like orange uniforms as like they come running out to like get the luggage and stuff, and then they're arguing as like they're holding all this luggage. It's great. It was so funny. And then Bortus has the best line where he says, "Why would we choose to align ourselves with such a closed-minded society?" I'm like, this coming from a Mocklin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's great. This season has been fantastic. I hope it gets renewed for like 10 more seasons because it's just that good. Um
Maybe eventually it'll just turn into its own Star Trek spinoff. It's like starting to get so much more serious.
yeah. Well, there's the book coming out
That's right.
that
Yeah.
McFarlane wrote,
Yep.
which I'm really excited about. And I don't know. To me, I kind of want like an Orville convention,
Yeah,
um,
that'd be cool.
or like a fan experience at Disney parks.
I think it'll be a while before we get that, especially since
Yeah,
it's not kid related,
yeah, yeah. That's
kid
true.
focused. We should just like get a grown-ups theme park.
That's what Beastly Kingdom was supposed to be.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, just
Well,
like in general, like, cater to like,
yeah,
you know, PG-13 and R-rated things.
yeah. Disney has enough of those properties now. Like, give me the Die Hard experience.
Yes. Yes.
Like, cut up my
Exactly.
feet with glass.
Let us say yippee-ki-yay, mother.
Yeah, exactly.
I already used that. I already used it.
Hey,
That's
I
why she just said
restrained
mother.
myself. There was a hard stop.
I I love these Saturday nights, and I love these
They're the
Saturday night
best.
shows. They're the best. I look forward to this every week.
I go to work for 8 hours and come home and do this, and it's a really great way to unwind after
It really is.
Scott Cavan. I need a Scott Cavan book.
Scott Cavan. Um, so tonight we've had a good discussion. I honestly, I'm okay if we like do a lot more comic discussions, especially on slow news weeks. Um,
It'll be Starlight Beacon Book Club.
I'm
Slow
okay with
news
that.
week, but we've been here for 2 hours.
Hey, it's the conversation
No,
that
no, of
stems
course it
from
is. No, no, no. It's not a bad thing at all.
Well,
I'm
Luna's
glad we've had
team
this time.
membership has been revoked.
I'm
One
just
episode.
saying.
One episode,
I'm
my
just
friend.
saying.
One episode. You couldn't even go the entire 2 hours.
Wow. That's been 2 hours and 5 minutes. So
You shut your face.
okay.
T-Span's
I'm gonna-
uptime. Anyway. Yeah, Comic-Con's happening. We're going to try to bring you as much news as possible next week from it. We personally won't be there. So,
someone wants to change their name legally to my legal name and take my badge, you're more than welcome to it.
Mhm.
Luna, you can come back now. Okay, there you go.
I just wanted to say too, because
Yeah.
we were talking about Rings of Power,
Yeah.
that is the big sponsor of Comic-Con this year is Amazon with Rings of Power. So the badge that I received actually has like a Rings of Power logo on it.
Nice. Okay, so speaking of Rings of Power, I have a quick rant, and then we're gonna wrap it up here. There is a organization. I'm not even gonna say their name, but you guys know who I'm talking about. Um, it's their initials are GG.
Hmm. Those guys.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, don't.
I don't know who you're talking about.
It's
You don't
okay.
want it. You don't
Somebody in
want to
chat say
know.
what they're talking about.
You don't need to know. I'll tell you
Somebody
after
in
the
sh-
show. I'll
somebody in
tell you
sh-
after the show.
Okay.
Um,
Gary
they
Gygax? No.
yes, Gary Gygax is shitting on Rings of Power.
Yes.
Can't believe you do that.
Yeah. Yes, he came from his grave.
Just to
and
say,
started-
that elves aren't allowed to be black.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
They're really crapping on this thing hard.
Was that there was the conversation about costumes, like the costume comparison?
Like they were
Yeah.
talking about that. They were talking about the casting. They were talking about all of that.
Hmm.
If you are the one thing I'm going to say is if you're excited for Rings of Power like I am, like Lavender is, like Luna is, enjoy it, watch it, enjoy it. And you know what? It may not be that good. It may not be that good. Who knows?
It
But
looks like it's going to be pretty freaking epic.
it does. And this is a lot of money that they're putting into this.
Yeah.
So
This is the biggest or the most expensive TV production
yes.
of all time.
Go into it with an open mind. Check it out for yourselves. We're still a month out from this thing too, or more than a month out from this thing. So just keep an open mind and just enjoy it. If you're a Lord of the Rings fan, you get more Lord of the Rings. Like, come on.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
Like,
You know, it's actually cool. Running up to Rings of Power, we have 2 copies of each of the books in our young adult collection, and then 2
Mhm.
copies adult fiction collection. They have been off the shelves way more than they've been on it in the last couple months. Like
that's awesome.
readers are hyped for Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings, so
Yeah.
I'm really glad about that.
And who cares if an elf is black? Who cares?
I care because that means that there's some more representation
No,
in our
Exactly.
fantasy. Yeah.
I mean, I
Like,
care
yeah.
because it's more representation.
Yes. We
What I
care
meant,
because it's good. Like,
yeah.
we care in a positive manner.
It's also better than it being all white people who look
Yeah.
exactly the same.
And what I meant was, you're really gonna lose sleep at night over a black elf.
Yeah, right. Ugh.
They are not actually losing the sleep. They are gaining the money. I don't know that any of them are actually that upset, or if it's just
I
they
think
make
it's an
themselves
act.
upset on the internet.
They're
to-
racists
I
or
think
shills or both.
yeah, it's both. It's both.
Yeah.
I said I wasn't gonna call them out, and I haven't. I have, but I haven't. So
Come on, do it in pig Latin.
yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm sorry that we went over time here, people.
I don't even know what regular time is it anymore.
I don't either.
Like, is it an hour? Is it an hour and a half? Is it
I
2
love
hours? I
you
don't know.
guys so much.
Do you know what I would be doing if I
What
was
would
not
you-
here with you lovely folks?
What would you be doing if
Writing
you were not here
notes.
with our lovely hosts,
I
Casper?
I would be being a geek with my dry erase mats and making maps for tomorrow's D&D game, which is exactly what I'm going to do when we get off of this call. But like, I'm geeking out, or I'm geeking out. Like, sometimes I'm geeking out with friends instead of geeking out quietly by myself.
And that's
which is sad.
but this is like the whole point. Like with conventions, with what we do on a weekly basis, it's about geeking out. It's about getting together. It's about
drive. It's about power.
oh my God, Luna, take a chill pill.
You stay hungry.
Yeah.
We stay hungry. We devour. Put in the work. Put in the hours. And take what's up.
Okay.
What can I
Oh,
say
Rock
except
is
you're
now
welcome?
this now.
muted. For the
What can I say except you're welcome? It took a
And
second.
thank you.
Took a second to sink
Anyway,
in.
this is about us coming together.
Get it? Because oceans? I don't know.
Oh my God, Luna, let me finish my thought.
Okay. I'm going home now.
Yeah, go home.
I can't fall off the chair. My butt hurts too much from falling down the
Anyway,
stairs.
so we get together because this is what we do. We geek out and we have fun, and that's all that matters.
Yep.
So that's going to be out for us this week. Let us know. Like this week, let's keep the comic conversation going. Let us know your favorite creators, your favorite books, your favorite publishers, all that stuff. Let us know your favorite Comic-Con memories if you've been to Comic-Con. Like just keep it going. Let's keep this conversation going because it's important. It's
I'm actually
important.
I'll tag Starlight Beacons, but I'll go ahead and tweet out the links
Yeah.
to those comics that I mentioned with World Cat info, so that way you can either choose to buy them,
Mhm.
which I always recommend doing from your local bookstore or comic book
Yes.
store. But of course, if that's not possible because books are expensive, World Cat actually will tell you where in your neighborhood you can find it,
Mhm.
um, or if you can get it shipped from another library across.
And
Sorry, that's my librarian spiel.
no, and that's another thing. When it comes to comic reading, when it comes to book reading, support your local libraries. Like seriously,
Yeah.
support your local libraries
Your
because
libraries are kind of, I would say even with, sorry, brain
no,
freeze.
you're fine.
Okay, so comic books, I will always say like you should buy them from your local comic store
Oh, absolutely.
because we need them to stay in business
Hmm.
for sure. There's I have a pull list. There's some things I go to my LCS for, but at the same time, I also like, maybe more older, obscure things, I always try to get from the library.
Hmm.
We love to see those things circulate in our libraries because it means that we can keep building our collections.
Yeah.
And that means that our bosses know that comic books are relevant and that people really love them. I have pretty much doubled my graphic novel collection in my library in size since I've been there in the last year,
That's awesome.
um, which is really great. But yeah, I know that buying books is not always feasible, especially with like new
Hmm.
issues coming out all the time. So support your libraries, but also make sure your local comic stores are getting in on that too if you've got
Oh
the money
yeah.
for it.
Um, yeah, and most local comic book stores are owned by a guy named Randy.
Hmm.
Uh, really, you too?
No, it's Neil, but it's not far off.
Yeah, that's true. It's a Randy or a Neil. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. But
I should
yeah,
check to see the other one. The other one might be a Randy.
but yeah, support your local comic book stores because that's the place where nerds gather together and they can talk about all this stuff. Yeah,
And if you're a dude who hangs out in comic book stores, make sure that you include women and non-binary folks in the conversation.
absolutely.
And I will say, even as much as I love my local comic store, there's a not a high turnover rate, but like they have a lot of like younger
Hmm.
and they're always like very helpful. Like, hi, like, can I help you find something? And I'm like, I come in here like at least once a week. And you guys don't recognize me yet? Like, I'm usually fine. I go up to them if I have a question, but I'm like, I know what I'm there for. I don't know. That might just be my take as a shopper too.
No, no, it's true though. Include everybody. Include
Don't assume we're shopping for our boyfriends.
exactly. Exactly. It
Yeah.
absolutely. And yeah, so just be inclusive, be be good to each other, be kind to each other, especially in a comic book store.
Yes. You would be surprised. There's some horror stories out there
Oh
about people
yeah,
feeling unwelcome, so
absolutely.
that's why I bring it up.
Yes.
Thankfully, I've never fully felt unwelcome, just,
Mhm.
not in the in crowd.
That's it for us this week. Um,
Yep.
I hope that you all have a wonderful week. Just know that um, we love you and we're here for you. And I don't know why I just got as sentimental as I did just now, but it's it's been a week, and
The world
I
is insane.
yeah, um, But yeah, just be good to each other. Look out for each other. Love each other. And just remember, may the force be with you. May you always fight for light and life. And at the end of the day, we're all the Republic. We will see you this time, well, earlier next week.
2 hours, 17 minutes in the past, a week from now.
Exactly. As we break down the news that we got from Comic-Con, so get ready for that. I'm Eric. That's Casper. That's Luna. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you next week.
DM me about the hit 2004 movie Godzilla Final Wars, please. Okay, thank you. Good night.